Joining us now is Christopher Wyze. Hey, Christopher, how are you?
I'm good, Donna. How are you?
Fabulous. So we both have a friend in common, Scott Sexton. And whenever I'm doing the show, I always ask him, I'm like, Scott, do you have any like really cool guests? And he sent me you. And so you must be pretty cool. Uh, why did you start your musical journey, Christopher? How did this like all come about for you?
Yeah, I was a business guy. I was an advertising guy for a long time and did PR and advertising and was a musician as a kid, but I got away from it. And then about 20 years ago, I ended up singing in a cover band. Somebody heard me sing and said, "Hey, we need a front man." And we sang blues. I started singing there. I eventually learned to play the harmonica in Mississippi and met some guys there who were just great blues musicians. We hit it off, and a good friend of mine, mentor and producer of my two albums, Ralph Carter, I met him there. He used to write songs and play with Eddie Money. And so he's kind of been around the block, and he said, "Hey, Chris, you got to start writing music, and we're going to make a record someday." And by golly, we did. So I put a band together to go into the studio. We recorded the album. I thought that was maybe as far as we'd get, but then it took off, and here we are. We've got a second album out in less than a year, and we've been on charts all over the world. So it's going great.
I know who charts with like 9 things out of the 13. I'm like, what is going on in your journey? I don't know if like you were born under a lucky star, Christopher. So it's Christopher Wyze and the Tellers, right? And who are some of the Tellers?
Well, the Tellers, it's really interesting. The original Tellers were guys I met on a Monday morning in a studio in Muscle Shoals. And so it was just a bunch of studio players. But today we've played a grand total of 2 shows, which is a little bit crazy. We're not a touring band. We're really a recording artist band, and we have a record label. And so it's actually been about 10 or 12 different people who have played as tellers. And we keep getting a new incarnation. We play in a week or so at a big show here in Indianapolis, and it'll be a little bit different lineup. So a lot of great blues men, but and gals, including a backup singer from the Netherlands who I ran into in Clarksdale when we were doing the. I knew her, and she happened to be in town. I said, "Hey, you want to be on our record?" And away we go. So it's been kind of a weird hodgepodge, but all great musicians.
You know, people spend their entire life, Christopher, trying to do what you have so seamlessly been able to do. Do you miss advertising? Do you miss that at all, or do you still kind of dabble in that?
I still dabble a little bit and I enjoy it more. I used to own an advertising agency. It's a lot more fun not doing that. So, how did I get here? I was a writer. So I've actually got 5 books in print. So I've been an author and I've been a writer for a long time. And so when Ralph said, "You got to start writing songs," it's like, well, I know how to put words together. And for me, an assignment's like 40 or 50,000 words to write a book. So I kind of feel like Ralph gave me the easy assignment. It's like 200 and 300 words to write a song. And I'd never really written fiction before. But again, I'd had a command of words, and I wrote for a newspaper, a magazine, advertising, books. And so I kind of had an amazing head start. And all I needed was some ideas. And then I kind of got steeped in the blues. I've been to Clarksdale, Mississippi many, many times for music events. And I got kind of caught by the blues bug. So that's where I turned my writing, was to tell blues stories and to make them storytelling songs.
Well, did it make people blue when they got stuck in the mud?
Well, that's the great thing about the blues. Yes, it makes you blue, but here's the deal. I'm going to let you in on a secret.
Okay.
When you get the blues, you actually feel better. And then when you hear blues music, you feel even better. So everybody who's having a down day, just dial up Stuck in the Mud, and you're going to feel real good.
Now, speaking of the blues, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I don't know if you've ever gotten a chance to visit St. Louis, but yeah, blues music, down on Laclede's Landing, it's kind of like the
Oh,
heartbeat there.
absolutely. Now, blues is very famous. St. Louis and the blues are very famous because W.C. Handy, who discovered the blues in 1903 in Tutwiler, Mississippi, which is next door to Clarksdale, where we recorded our new album that's out. But W.C. Handy wrote a very famous song, one of the first blues songs, called St. Louis Blues. We've all heard it. Handy became a huge proponent of the blues in the early part of the 1900s, lived all the way into the 1950s. And without St. Louis blues and W.C. Handy and your connection there with St. Louis, I don't know where we'd be with the blues, but I've become a bit of a student trying to learn it. And St. Louis is indeed a very famous blues city.
I'm happy for you, for your journey, for your success. You said you've got a new album coming out. What are you most looking forward to on that particular album?
Well, the album's kind of behind me here. It's on the wall. It's called Live in Clarksdale, and that means we recorded it live in Clarksdale. And in fact, the first album called Stuck in the Mud, it's also on the wall behind me, did so very well after it was released in summer of 2024 that we said, hey, we got to come out with something right away on the heels of this thing and keep the momentum. So what we did was we played 8 songs from Stuck in the Mud. We did it live. We did it at a juke joint in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And we did a couple of covers from some old blues men from the 1920s from my hometown, Indianapolis. So we've got those on there. And then we filmed the whole show. So the music comes with the film, the video of the show. And then I couldn't help myself, Donna. When I got home, I said, you know what? I wish I would have filmed Clarksdale, Mississippi, because it's so cool. And every person who loves the blues and really America, it's American music, should know about Clarksdale. So I filmed a 50-minute documentary film with Clarksdale, Mississippi filmmaker Coop Cooper. And I kind of hosted the darn thing. And so we've put that out with the record as well. So we have the video, the soundtrack, and a 50-minute documentary that's out. And so I'm just excited for people to get a feel for the blues.
And what is this big show that you have coming up in Indianapolis? Is it Indianapolis or just Indiana?
Yeah, it's in Indianapolis. It's at the Indianapolis Museum of Art. It's the biggest arts fair that goes on in Indiana every year, about 20,000 people. We're on the main stage. It's cool. It's on September 6th. So, well, Donna, just drive over and bring a whole bunch of friends and strangers too, and we'll have a big time.
Yeah, so it's happening like right after Labor Day weekend, right? So as August is rolling into September, you're right there the first week of September.
Yes,
I think I might be available.
It's nice and humid here, just like it was in St. Louis. It's very humid there. It's very humid here, but hey, we'll fire it up with a little bit of blues music too.
Absolutely. I thank you so much. Congratulations. Like I said, this is fabulous. You're an inspiration for people to just do it. And if somebody walks up to you and says, you know what, I think you got something, kid, just like they did to you, Christopher, we should listen to that voice when somebody comes up and taps us and says, you know what, but continued success. It sounds amazing. And I really thank you for joining us.
Thanks for letting me be on. Great to be with you.
You're welcome. So Clarksdale, if you don't know where Clarksdale is, Google it. But then you can also just listen to Christopher Wyze, and their new album is coming up now. Be well.
No steps forward, no steps back. Struggle now and have a heart attack. Broken, busted, I don't have a dime. I'm going down slow, Lord, I'm doing my time. After the flood, I'm stuck in the mud. Stuck in the mud. I said I'm stuck in the mud. After the flood, I'm stuck in the mud. I got a toot on this, boys. Stuck in the mud. I said I'm stuck in the mud. After the flood, stuck in the mud. Tried and tried, ain't nothing brewing, nothing to show, but my undoing pulls you down. deep down, no denying. Under the show, I'm done lying. After the flood, I'm stuck in the mud. Stuck in the mud. I said I'm stuck in the mud. After the flood, I'm stuck in the mud. Oh man, we are stuck in the mud. My goodness.
Up next, the story of how two special operations veterans created Pure Liberty Labs. Joining us now is Carlos, and we're going to be talking about a company that he co-founded with his partner, Peter, and it is Pure Liberty Labs. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I am honored that you were here today.
Me too.
So you and your partner were working in special operations.
Yeah, we served in the 75th Ranger Regiment together. And yeah, so we did our thing in there. And then now we're off to new things in our
New
life.
things
Yeah.
together. Now, when you first met your partner, because I want to talk a little bit about Peter, right? You said that he has also an impressive backstory.
He does.
Okay.
It's actually funny. He graduated from high school with like a 1.3 or 1.4 GPA.
Okay.
Then he went off and became a man in the Army. And he then went on to Harvard and graduated with a bachelor's degree, and then eventually went on to Boston University and got his master's for computer engineering, software engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people counted him out in life. They just said, 1.4, you're just like not going to make it. And now he's the co-founder of Pure Liberty Labs.
Yeah, he's also a senior one of the senior executives at Amazon. He's a big deal there, and so we leveraged his skills at Amazon in order to provide a really good service for our products.
Now you also have an interesting background because was it water polo, hockey, what is it?
I played water polo.
Water polo,
Yeah.
okay.
I played my whole life. So I was an All-American in high school, college. I swam and played water polo in college. I was successful there, and then tried out for the national team in 2007 and was invited onto the team.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So Carlos, you and Peter are both these, two guys. You come together, you meet. When did you realize that you had like a budding friendship going? What was that moment of trust between the two of you that said, you know what, we've got something here?
Well, we joined the military. We're patriots. We're God-fearing men. We're family men. And we served our country. And we went through hardships. And we went through, just a lot of things that you can't really go through with anybody else who you don't serve with. So we also have a work ethic. And so when we got out, I convinced him to go to school at a silly little school that I went to. But then he was like, hey, man, I'm going to go to Harvard. I found a loophole. I'm like, okay, go do it, dude. And so he went and did his thing. But we've just always bounced ideas off of each other. And he's done other businesses. I've done other businesses. And so we came together. Finally, life brought us back to partnering up again with this product line. And we're excited about it.
And once again, you're in service to others because these products help people.
They do.
So that's why I just thought that this was such a wonderful story. And I was like, okay, well, let me tell the story and let me tell it well. So I was asking you about the different things that you have. So can you help me understand how they function?
Sure.
So do you want to start with this one?
Sure.
Okay.
So you got Liberty Pump. It's a pre-workout. There's two ways you can take it. You can take just a little bit, like a quarter scoop, and it's like having a cup of coffee. Like you just want to work. It gives you drive for the day. But if you want to like get after it in the gym, take a half a scoop to a full scoop, depending on how big you are.
Okay.
And then you'll really go nuts in the gym.
Gotcha.
Then you got your pure creatine.
This one.
Yep,
Okay.
creatine. So I throw that in my protein. I throw that in my kids' shakes, just a little bit. a lot of studies for like older women, for just women in general. It helps with like hormones and everything else. It's just really incredibly healthy for everybody that's adult age, you know, to consistently take that. And then we have our super greens. It's like having a big bowl of salad like this in a little cup, and you shake it up and then you drink it, and it gives you all your vitamins and minerals and everything else, good gut health, and it tastes like pineapple. It's delicious.
That was the thing that got me, okay?
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up eating a lot of vegetables. I had some, right? But I wasn't in a family where we always had to eat our greens, and I kind of wish I would have been, because greens are healthy for you. But now with the pineapple flavor, I think you've got me sold on that. Okay,
Yep.
cool. And this, the big product.
Yep, this is our grass-fed protein. It's some people have issues eating things with lactose and things like that in it, and so their stomach hurts when they, you know, eat things with milk or drink things with milk. This, no issues at all.
Okay.
Like this is just, you know, it's so clean. Everything's
Also
super clean.
safe for children. This one's also safe for
I
children.
make shakes for my children before they go to school in the morning. And
Okay.
so this is all these things, other than like the pre-workout, obviously, and not really the creatine, but like everything else I give to my children, including my 1-year-old son.
Wonderful.
Yep.
You're in optimal health right now, right? But I guess you have been from the get-go. You look healthy. I
thank
don't
you.
know. But I mean, you're still working out. You're
Yes.
still active. You're running this company with your friend. How can people get your line of products?
You can
Through
go to,
Amazon, through your website?
so you can go to purelibertylabs.com,
Okay.
and you can find all our products there. You can find our story. And then we use the power of Amazon to get it to your house. So if you have like Prime, you can get it
Yes.
the next morning.
Okay.
If you send it to a locker, you can have it within an hour.
Wonderful.
Yep.
You're also someone, when I said being in service to others, there's a component, if you will, of your past that you're bringing forward to help others that have maybe been lost in line of duty. I want to understand from Pure Liberty Labs what you're doing with some of the proceeds from this line.
So our mission is more important than everything else.
Okay.
This is a conduit to facilitate what we really want to do, which is our mission is to honor the fallen. So the 75th Ranger Regiment is a direct action raid unit. Like we did 90% of all the killer capture missions in both Iraq and Afghanistan. And so you got a very small amount of guys doing a lot of the dirty work, essentially. And
Right
so,
on the front line, like right there. Right.
100%. So, guys, we're very good at our jobs, but things happen. So you have a lot of guys that have fallen. And so what we want to do is, yes, the Army takes care of them. They pay their family out and they take care of their funerals and all that stuff. But we want to give something a little extra. We want to take a chunk of our proceeds and do documentaries for those men, like made the ultimate sacrifice for their families and their country. We want to give them a documentary so that they can give to their sons, their brothers, their fathers, their mothers, so that their legacy lives on forever. And that's not cheap. So we need everybody to buy our stuff so we can do it.
So you can do it, and you can do it well.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to tell their life story so that they could leave the legacy that they didn't get a chance to tell the story of them growing up.
It's the most important
in their
job.
life. I agree with you. I want to tell you thank you so much, because every single day of my life, I am so grateful. I am so thankful, you know, and I also want to honor those that gave their life for me, right? So thank you so much. And I'm happy for you and your partner that you got a chance to build a brand that is giving back, right? Because in life, that's really what it's all about, right? It's coming up with ways that we could take care of ourselves, take care of our family, and take care of our neighbors and the ones that we love.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Thank you so, so much for trusting your story in my hands. Like I said, I am so honored that you're here. And it's Pure Liberty Labs. Okay, and I am
PureLibertyLabs.com.
definitely going to try this. Definitely going to try this.
Great.
Thank you so much. And if my production company in any way can be part of the storytelling, and hopefully we won't have to ever tell more stories, but when we do, we would like to be there also to partner with you in that.
Thank you very much.
And I mean that sincerely.
And we have a whole bundle being shipped out to you.
You do?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good.
So that's
So
yours.
that I can do it.
That's yours. Yeah,
Thank you
that's
so
yours,
much.
yeah.
Thank you, Carlos.
All right, thank you.
Stay tuned for more. Please, if you can, just go to the website, take a look. find ways that you can make differences in your life and in your community, because that's truly what the essence of living is all about. Just be there for one another. I'm Donna Drake. I've been visiting with Carlos, and I thank you so much. Hakuna Matata. No, it's yerba mate. That's it, yerba mate. Stay tuned to find out more. Joining us now is AJ and a wonderful, amazing beverage. It's Ola Maté. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here. Thank you.
So it was so funny. Your background and my background, you've done a ton of things in the entertainment industry, television, film, your own marketing company, and then you decided to create a brand. Is this
Yeah.
your first brand, or you've done other things?
This is my first brand. As you mentioned, I have a marketing company, so we started working with more e-commerce brands, and I was like, I should definitely get into this game.
Okay.
Then I thought, like, what was close to my heart? And my grandmother and my grandfather, they came from Argentina, and I always remember, like, we would always be around the dinner table, and we'd drink a tea called yerba mate. And it would get everyone buzzed, but it was like a steady sort of like caffeine high.
Like a joyfulness.
Yeah, joyfulness. Yeah, and it's good for you. It has antioxidants, all this stuff in it. So I just decided, I was like, I want to do this. It's connected to my heritage, but let's reimagine it for today. Let's do it a sparkling version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, there really wasn't much. It was the things that we made in a pitcher, right? And sometimes a can or a bottle of something that we could have like with pizza, okay? But now it seems like when you go to get a beverage, even if you're going to a convenience store, and it's like cases and cases and cases and cases of knowing what to drink, right?
Yeah.
Why should somebody choose this?
I think it's like a great...
It's a cool can, by the way.
Yeah,
But yeah, okay.
I think it's a great alternative to those energy drinks that are out there that really aren't that great for you, right?
Okay, let's talk about that, yeah.
Yeah, so they have ingredients that aren't so good, a lot of like not natural flavors, and also they get you really like, they give you the jitters. It's like, it gives you kind of anxiety, whereas this is USDA organic. It was very important for you to make all the ingredients organic, and for it to just be like a very like steady sort of caffeinated high, so it can integrate into your daily life.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What are the flavors?
So we have a raspberry bliss as one. We have a berry coconut lavender, and a grapefruit ginger.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What do you pair them with?
This could, like, honestly, they're more functional. So the grapefruit ginger, like, I feel like that could go more with like initially like working out or doing something like physical. The raspberry bliss is, you can think of it like when you're sitting down to study or do something like that. And then the berry coconut lavender, that's kind of like a socializing thing. If you're out and you want to like, have a little extra pep, then yeah, I'll go for that one.
Lovely. So you invented the formulation. You then had to design the can. You then had to get it manufactured. What did you learn about the difference between marketing someone else's brand and then inventing and creating this?
It's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, honestly. It's a lot of iteration, right? And then now you're also dealing with something that's consumable, so you're dealing with like USDA organic, right? Everything that needs to be down to the T, what you're doing, right?
And source certified, like where are you getting the items, the raw materials that are going into the beverage,
Yep.
right? They're very particular about that.
Yep.
But you decided that that was the way that you wanted to go.
Yep.
And this is helping people have like, energize the body, clear the mind, for some focus, things like that.
Yeah, we also have lion's mane mushroom in
Okay.
there,
Oh.
which has helped with cognition and for thinking. And then we have ashwagandha as well. So that's something that's known as like, it can support de-stressing. Right?
Lovely.
Yeah.
What has the result been so far? Like, when did you start this brand, and what are people saying about it?
It's been great so far. Like we rolled it out. I got a salesperson like a month ago, right? And we're already in 40 stores throughout like New Jersey, New
AJ.
York. Yeah, so I'm really, really fired up
That's
about it.
fantastic. That's great. I want to try, which is the one that has the lavender coconut?
Oh, this
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just look at the can for a second. All right, so it's fun. It has like a lot of nice like heaviness to it. So it feels like it's like
16 ounces.
it's full, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, you get this big
No, we
can, but
didn't
it's only
skip
got
that.
like,
It's not
you
like
didn't
a
skip,
potato
okay.
chip bag where you go.
Yes, exactly. Okay, this one only has 40 calories. This looks lovely.
Yeah.
Good for you. And it's created for something that's just a little different, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I really like it. How did you do the flavors? Did you have like taste tests? Did you do like some market analysis where you like brought in people and said, hey, taste this, taste this. What do you think?
A lot of it was like just intuition. I went with something that I would want to drink
Okay.
myself. And then from there, it was a lot of family, friends and family and having them taste tested and
Family.
go
Yeah.
from there. Yeah.
Does it come through in a 6-pack or do you use a single can distribution right now?
So we offer them on Amazon and on our website in 12-pack.
Okay.
Okay. But we're rolling out actually a 4-pack sampler
Nice.
soon. So that should be out.
And which one gets to be in 2 in the sampler?
You know what? That's a mystery.
Oh,
That's
really?
A little bit, yeah.
It's a mystery flavor.
I was like, do I let people choose it? And
Right.
I was like, you know what?
No,
I'm just gonna
and you
throw
can
in
mix and
whatever.
match. It could be a
Yeah.
sampler that has 2 of these and one of those, or they could like mix and match it.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun. It
Yeah.
sounds like it could turn into like a really crazy contest.
Yeah, yeah.
Like find the one that actually is a sampler, but it actually has 4 cans that are the same.
Yep.
And then they could win something amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Deal?
And then
I'm down on that. I'm down
love
on
it.
these like
I love
crazy
it.
fun marketing ideas.
Yeah, and then the thing is, like, when I actually do come out with a new can, a new
Right,
line,
right.
I could just include that. That's the mystery drink.
That's the mystery drink.
Yeah.
I'm down with this. AJ, thank you so much. I know that we have friends in common. It was so nice to have you here on set. Besides this beverage, what is one thing that you're looking forward to during the last quarter of this year? Anything special happening, a trip that you've planned or something fun with your family?
As you mentioned, like, my son was just born like a week and a half ago, so I'm just looking forward to
Oh, I didn't know he's
enjoying-
that new.
Yeah, he's
What's
that
his
new.
name?
Luca.
Luca.
Yeah, little Luca.
Luca came into a beverage family
Yep.
that has a lot of family tradition behind it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
blessings to you.
Thank you
and
so
to your
much.
whole family. So wow, really cool. Awesome. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to drink this. If this is something that you would like to add to your beverage palette and party away, go for it. I'm Donna Drake, been visiting with AJ. He's a new dad, and he's also got a new beverage. Be well. Divorce. Yeah, okay, it's not a new thing, but our next guest does it a new way. Joining us now is an attorney, and his first name is Alex, and his last name is Greek. And I'm going to have him pronounce it for me because I don't want to mess it up because he's an attorney. Do you understand what I'm saying? Alex, how do you pronounce your last name?
Sklavos.
Sklavos.
Yes.
I did it right?
Yeah, it looks worse than it is.
You know what? I think that's what it is. I also have dyslexia.
Oh, really?
Right? So sometimes the Greek names for me are just a little difficult.
It's the consonants running in a row. Yeah.
That's what it is. But it is a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you.
And you're dressed so dapperly today.
I appreciate that.
Why did you decide to become a divorce attorney, though? Because, like you said earlier, like who grows up to say,
Yeah.
when I grow up, this is what I want to do?
Nobody when a kid says, I want to grow up and be a divorce lawyer.
Right.
Yeah, but when starting out in practice, I started out on my own with a partner out of law school. We thought, let's do the things other lawyers hate to do. And that's what we did. We did divorce and we did some other areas of law. That was an easy source of referrals from other attorneys, and I grew to love it.
It's amazing. So you went to St. John.
I did.
Okay. And so you're starting out, you hang your shingle, right? You're a young attorney, right? How did you go about like marketing back in the day? Just like were you like
Listen, back then it was
shaking hands or
it
what?
was pretty easy. Yeah, you get out to different groups, community groups, bar associations. Frankly, I had a Yellow Pages ad that did great, but where are Yellow Pages now?
Gone.
Right? They're gone.
Absolutely gone.
Yeah, but then you change with the times, but then there's referrals and then getting into internet marketing and social media, but in a way that I try just to offer information. And if people like what I have to say, they'll call me. If they just need a question answered, that's easy to do.
And divorce has evolved, right? So
It is
tell us what's new about the word.
It's completely different than
Okay.
what it was almost 30 years ago now. I know, young, right?
You are young. So am I.
For example, the attitude towards custody and visitation 30 years ago was young child belongs with mom. That's the end of the story.
Okay.
And we had third parties that represented children called law guardians. And kind of what they said goes. And that's all changed. Now they're known as attorneys for the children. If the child is vocal, that party's job is just to say what the child wants. And it makes things a little bit harder to figure out. But back then it was mom. Now there's a tremendous push for 50-50 time.
Okay.
Now that begs the question then what happens with money, which is a different question. But as far as parenting time, everybody's being pushed towards equal time, as close as we can get. Not to the minute, but as close as we can get. And it's a recognition that children need both parties. They need fathers, they need mothers. The statistics are overwhelming that if you have both parties involved, your kid's going to go towards a really emotionally stable place.
You had asked me earlier, had I been divorced, because I was making a joke about it. Yes, I have. And I have been able to successfully co-parent 3 beautiful children by 2 different fathers, and it has been absolutely glorious. Like from the outside world, no one would know that my children came from what they used to say, a broken home, right? Because it didn't
What a terrible
function.
term, right?
I know, it's terrible. Because it doesn't function like that, and it still doesn't.
And it
you
doesn't
know?
have to.
No, my
doesn't
youngest
have
is
to.
in college, and we ended up going to Parents Weekend together a couple of years ago. It's so smooth, and it's so nice, and done the right way, it can be blissful. Is that kind of how you start, you consult the party that you're working with to say, hey, listen, can we mediate some of these things first?
It is.
Okay.
I have 4 beautiful kids.
Okay.
And one of the things I tell my clients when they come in is I try to gauge where they are emotionally. If you're spending more time hating your co-parent, the divorce is going to go poorly and your children are going to suffer. So we say this in court all the time. Kids are bright. Doesn't matter how old or how young they are, they're very bright. They know what's going on, you can't hide it.
Okay.
If you gatekeep, we use the term, if you're saying really pretty poor things, when a child comes home visitation, for example, and you say, oh, I missed you so much. Are you okay? Did you do what you wanted to do, or were you excited to come home? I missed you so much. I was counting the minutes. I was calling you. See, that doesn't sound really aggressive, but it is. Because now you're putting that child in a position where they're trying to please you and choose instead of just being happy of the parent. So the studies are overwhelming. If you encourage the parenting time with the other party, your children are going to love you for it, and they're going to love their time. And it can be, I hate to use the term normal, because there is no normal anymore, but it can be emotionally fulfilling for everybody. And listen, who wouldn't want to have a break with all those kids? Take a couple days off, right?
Exactly.
And encourage it. You're not losing
Or
something.
have some adult time when you don't have your
Right.
children to go out and see some friends or something also. So,
And so
it
what
can
I-
be a great balance.
Right. So what I tell my clients is there's no winning or losing.
Okay.
We have to find a new normal for everybody.
It's interesting too, because I think once you do have a new normal and some standards in place, right, your life sometimes functions better than when you were married and miserable.
Yeah, totally.
The happy divorce, right? So you're
Totally.
kind of helping people find their happiness. Isn't that what I said? I said it else in the green room.
You did.
I said, Alex, I said, oh, so you're helping people have a beautiful new beginning.
New beginnings.
New
And why
beginnings.
not? But you have to be able to let go and not. You know, one of the things I say to everybody, and I say, don't insult it. Don't be insulted by me saying this, but are you seeing a therapist?
Okay.
You're going to go through stages of grief when you go through a divorce, and you have to recognize that. And if you're spending your time on anger and what they did wrong and trying to get back at them, it's not going to go well. Get a checkup from the neck up. Everybody needs it, especially when you're going through this really horrible event.
And do you have people that you sometimes refer to?
There were a few, but
Like a
honestly,
group,
when
yeah.
it comes, there were a few that I recommend that have experience in it. It's very funny. One therapist friend of mine said, "You got to stop sending them. They were overwhelmed." I filled up their docket.
Alex, I don't want any more of your clients. It's been a joy to have you here. I want to ask you one other question. What about prenups? What's happening in the world of prenups now? Do you suggest
great
them?
question.
Okay.
I do. Even if you don't get there to sign it, it causes a conversation
Okay.
of the questions. Listen, I went to Catholic pre-Cana, right? And it was great. And they asked the kind of questions that prenups force you to ask. Have you talked about money? If you're in a traditional marriage, I'm sorry, if you're in and one party's going to go and leave the workforce and have a child, have you talked about what happens by that loss of income? Talk about maintenance. Talk about, well, what did I come into the marriage with? Am I going to leave with? Even if you don't have the result you wished, it's good to have that conversation, because if you're not on the same page about those very basic questions, it can lead to some really big fights down the road.
Yeah. It is stressful. You know, getting married is stressful, getting unmarried is stressful, living life sometimes is stressful, right? And we're all just kind of doing the best we can. But I think being in a place of respectfulness for whoever you're in a relationship with. I think it also starts with that.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, listen, I've had the situations where the wedding's Saturday and somebody comes to my office on Wednesday and they slap a prenup down in front and say my husband or my wife or my partner wants me to sign this. And I sit back and I said, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
It's a terrible idea. You shouldn't sign anything. You need time to sit down and go through finances with full disclosure. But I think they're a great idea. And even if you don't execute them, ask those questions.
Okay. So like the day after the engagement, you should start like looking into the prenup. Alex, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
I know it's not an easy job of what you're doing, but I think your knowledge and your expertise along with your personality can maybe make it a little more pleasant for most.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you
so
for
much.
being here. You're welcome.
Okay.
Stay tuned for more. Yes, I have been married a couple of times and I have become single and I have 3 amazing children. You know that I do. And I'm wishing you happy success, whether you're staying married or whether you're choosing to have a new life. Be well. Joining us now is Orion McFarland, and we're going to be talking about Strider bikes. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
So nice to meet you. Where did your love for adventure begin, Ryan?
Well, you know, probably with my dad. He was an avid motorcycle rider and car enthusiast, and even my grandpa was a race car builder. So I was around, I guess, adventurous, high-octane machines my whole life. So motorcycles have been a part of my life since I was a little kid.
Now, Strider is a wonderful brand. Tell us about that. Tell us about the evolution of Strider.
Yeah, so when I became a dad, I was super excited to teach him the one thing that's probably my biggest passion in life, and that was how to ride. And you know, when he was 2, I was all in. Boy, I bought everything that I could think of that would help him learn this. I had tricycles and little bikes with training wheels and scoot toys and a little Yamaha 50 with training wheels and everything. And I think because I went all in, I realized that all this stuff is really making it difficult for him to learn. It's too big, too complicated. And so I just started tinkering in my garage to try and find a better way and came up with the Strider bike.
So it says that between the ages of 1 and 4, it's about balance, right? And then 3 to 6 is about pedaling, right? Tell us about that. What is innate in a youngster like that actually helps them with this tool gain that sense of balance?
Yep. Yeah, you know, I think we traditionally have had it backwards, and we're thinking that pedaling is the skill that they need to learn first, and that the balance will come later. So we put them on tricycles and training wheels where the focus is pedaling. But really, it needs to be the opposite, because pedaling doesn't become efficient until your legs get to a certain length. Yet balance can be learned super early. So, you know, when we put kids on tricycles and training wheels, we're kind of just biding time until they grow up big enough. But, you know, if a kid can walk and run and jump, they have a sense of balance, and that can be transferred onto a bike. But the bike has to be small and light, and it has to have just 2 wheels. If you've got 3 or more wheels, then there's no way a kid can learn balance. It has to be 2 wheels.
Interesting. Do you also find that it's, when you said that their legs are small and things like that, I did not realize this, but in research, found out that before the age of 2, a child cannot take their arm and like touch their ear on the other side of their head. Did you know that?
Really?
That your extremities grow at like a different rate. I had no idea. But if you ask a toddler to like put their hand over their ear, like head, and touch their other ear, they're not able to do that.
We're going to ask all the 2-year-olds at the Strider Cup World Championship to do that.
I was just going to say, and is this the 3rd one that's coming up? How many have you had so far?
Oh, no, we've been doing the Strider Cup World Championship since 2011.
Wow,
so we had a couple breaks in there for COVID, but yeah, I think this will be the 12th running.
That's amazing. And so, you've had the last 3 statewide world champions have featured riders from 22 different countries. How do you feel about that? The fact that it's been global.
It really is amazing. We have kids coming from Japan and China, kids down from, Ecuador and Colombia. Some kids from Canada come down. That's an easy one. But some kids from Europe. It really is amazing. And it's fun to see. Some of them don't, they don't speak the same language, but it's fun to see them actually play together still because they have this one thing in common. They love this little bike and they love riding, and they can share that with each other, even if they can't speak the same language.
At what point in the journey of this brand did you realize that you were really onto something? Was, the early testimonials coming through, or like, how did you know that this was going to be bigger than you thought it might ever be?
Yeah, I didn't even start out to build a company. I was just building a bike for my kid. I owned a different business, different industry and everything. But my son really showcased it, at 2.5 years old and 3 years old, after he'd been riding it for a little while. His skill had just progressed to a point that I had never seen before. I mean, I was seeing him really learn skills that a lot of times kids don't learn until they're 8-10 years old, some advanced skills. So starting that young, he was very easy. He easily moved on to a pedal bike at 3, and even started riding a motorcycle at 3.5. And we started racing motocross at 4 years old. His skill was just so well developed because he started so young and focused on the right skill, which is balance first. Everything else just came so naturally. But subsequently, we took that little bike everywhere. My wife and I, we'd be out for walks in the, downtown, and he'd be on that bike, and I'd just have strangers come up every time we were out and say, "What is that thing? I've never seen anybody ride that well so little." So, I mean, you kind of knew right away that you're onto something there. And so I thought, oh my gosh, we've got to start a business around this. And here we are 18 years in, and close to 5 million bikes sold worldwide.
It's just simply an incredible story. I also feel like that whole balance also helps you in learning because it's developing both your right hemisphere of your brain and your left hemisphere of your brain, right? And balance has a lot to do with that, right? So I think it also is a learning tool for education when you're able to get the balance.
Yep, absolutely. And little kids need to be active too. So much of education needs to have some blood flow and physical stimulation to go with it to really engage the brain. So in our school program, I also started a foundation a number of years ago that has learn to ride programs in schools. And we've heard from educators time and again that even after riding the bikes in the PE class, they're seeing better outcomes in the classroom, whether it's reading or math, just because the brain's been engaged and the blood's flowing and the kids are, into school.
And so what is the greatest testament for you? Like, does your son talk to you now about things? Do you have like these really cool philosophical conversations about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time riding together. I've got 2 sons now. They're both avid riders, mountain bikes and motorcycles. And, so that's one of the great things that we can share together. And certainly whenever you're out on a motorcycle, you're stopping, either on a mountaintop somewhere and having a power bar or stopping in for a drink somewhere, a cup of coffee or something. And those conversations, that's a perfect place for those conversations to take place. So,
I was recently in Nova Scotia and I was sitting at the little restaurant that was up to a bar, and there was somebody who's an athlete and cyclist or whatever, and we were having the greatest conversation about it because that is the type of activity that really can take you all over the world. And the World Championships, right? How can somebody apply or get recognized? Do they go to their website? Is there a form? How can people participate?
You bet. If everything about the Strider products and events can be found at striderbikes.com. It's easy to sign up. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we have a legitimate competition where we'll have qualifying races and final races and award ceremonies, but it's also a very big festival and a lot of fun for everyone. So, I mean, we understand that, we want every kid to have a success that day, whether they're the fastest kid standing on the top of the podium. We'll take care of that kid, but we also want to take care of every kid that shows up, because it's a big experience to come to one of those events like that. Probably the biggest experience any of those kids have had in their life to this point. And so we want to make sure that they come away from there, with their confidence boosted. If we can boost confidence, I mean, that's a game changer for the rest of your life. Every time you get a little boost in confidence, helps carry you further into your future.
I can't say it better than you said it. You're absolutely right. I have a niece and a nephew, and I also have 3 biological children of my own. And, sometimes it's those little wins. Those little wins, that's all they need,
Yep.
To help them
Yep.
maybe combat a bully at school or something like that. Those little wins add up to have a successful journey
Yep.
in life and be
Yep.
all that they can be. And so I love that Strider's behind that philosophy. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much, Ryan, for being here, and continued success. And I want to come. I want to come to the World Championships. I want to be that cheerleader cheering people on. So
Yeah, it's going to be one of the funnest days of the year, September 20th, Salt Lake City.
I think I'll be there. And like I said, I also want to come and see Mount Rushmore, because I haven't been yet. So I don't know. I'm heading west. Go west, young
All
girl.
right.
Go west. Right.
Yes.
Go all the way west.
Yes.
So from my coast
Come out,
to
Strider.
you, Strider, right?
Yes, thank you. Yep,
Thank you
we'll,
so much.
give you a tour of Strider headquarters and head to Mount Rushmore.
I would love that. Let's do both. Thank you so much, Ryan. Happy journeys to you. And
Yeah.
thank you so much, seriously, from my family and from our cast and crew. We loved having you join us today. We were so excited to be talking to you about your brand, which really is so impactful all around the globe. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it very much.
You're welcome. Bye, Ryan. Take care. Happy journeys.
Yep, bye-bye.
Well, that was a really fun visit. So if you're someone like me and you love adventure, check out their website and learn more.
Hey, it's Harlan from Soul Free for the Donna Drake Show, and we are here on the red carpet, Tribeca 2025, New York City, and we are excited. It's the world premiere of Just Sing, a film about a bunch of students from the University of Southern California who are competing in the world's most prestigious a cappella event. And we all know I have a great voice, so I think I should join them today. So we'll see what happens. It's Harlan at Tribeca 2025. We're with Angelique Molina and A.B. Trone, and we are on the red carpet at Tribeca 2025. How's that feel for you guys?
It's amazing. We're super excited. We're ready for the world to see our film.
We're excited and hope that everyone loves it and leaves the theater singing.
Absolutely. So tell me, how did you guys find this story?
So Sarah, actually our producer, was doing research on the varsity vocals world and the a cappella world, and she honed in on the SoCal vocals. AB and Sarah worked together previously, and I worked with AB previously, and we all kind of made it together and made the world come to life.
Were either of you singers growing up?
Not quite, but we definitely sing in the shower. And we sang in the car at the end of shoot days.
Always sang in the shower, in the
Yes.
car. Sister is a singer. Sister comes from the world of singing.
Yes.
And music is really near and dear to our heart, obviously, for those reasons.
It's something so important as music. You know, when I think of USC, I automatically think of Trojan football right off the bat. Now the whole world, because of your work and these talented singers, are going to know that there are incredible vocalists all over the country, even, on par or greater than any sports team. How important is it for you guys to share what's going on in the arts with the world?
Well, I think the dedication that the SoCal vocals showed, that sort of self-discipline, that diligence, and really faith in yourself against all odds, It's something that athletes share with singers. And we hope that everyone will take a little bit of that energy out of the film.
All right, we're here with Lily and Dylan from the SoCal Vocals. How you guys feeling today?
Oh, so excited, so nervous.
So on a high, for real, yeah.
So was there any thought in your head, you guys, a few years ago are freshmen at USC, and you're like, all right, it's freshman orientation. I bet you anything we're going to be on the red carpet at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Not a chance.
Not a chance?
Not a single thought at all. This whole ride has been such a wild surprise, but the most rewarding experience, honestly, just a gift that keeps on giving. And this group.
It's true. I mean, we wrapped filming upwards of 2.5 years ago. So it's insane that this moment is actually happening and we're really here.
So cool, so cool. For you guys, were you guys always vocalists? Were you always singers since you were little?
Yeah. Yes. I actually mostly did musical theater. And then I had a friend of mine that was like, you should come try out for this a cappella group. And I was like, I've never done it before, but I would love to try. And then just unlocked this whole world.
Yeah. Same as Lily here. Grew up doing community musicals, theater, plays, and was a big choir kid in high school. Came to USC, knew I needed to continue my music journey, found the group, auditioned, and then fast forward, we're at Tribeca Film Festival. Yeah.
Right, now, since we're in New York, I mean, can you guys rock a little like a cappella? I mean, you got to represent.
We have
a little Jay-Z, a little Nas.
We
a little Beastie
have
Boys.
to.
What are we? Do we have something in the repertoire, New York style?
I think we're actually going to do a little performance of
Excellent.
Empire State of Mind.
What? You heard it here first on Soul Free on the Donna Drake Show. Guys, how's it feel to be in New York?
It's amazing. I'm a huge fan of New York. I'm a theater major, so Broadway at heart. But yeah, having an amazing time.
Okay, now, in your home, is there any football singing competitions? Is there USC's football team had this, and you're like, well, we had this tour bus. Is there a little rivalry there?
I don't know. It's pretty tough. USC football is phenomenal, so it's kind of a tough competition.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to compare the two, but it's always competition going on.
Now, Isaiah, I'm an old head.
Yeah.
So growing up for me, the Raiders hat. A little cocked this way, the Raiders starter cap. Yeah, the Raiders jersey. I mean, I remember watching the first NWA show and seeing the guys come out. Now, can you, does that resonate through the locker room? Does that history of the brand on the street, you guys still feel that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it kind of just represents California and, we're in Las Vegas now, but it's still deep rooted, you know what I'm saying? It's a deep history to it. So, yeah, absolutely.
Now, I still want the LA stuff, man. I love the LV stuff. Love it, but you have a little secret box of the LA stashed away somewhere?
Oh, yeah, no, it's always there. I got stuff growing up, so it's still there.
Janina, making this film, I got to imagine, once again, freshman orientation. I don't know if premiering, a film at the Tribeca Film Festival is on that checklist.
Right.
Was this ever on the bucket list?
Maybe deep down, secret dream at night kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, this is definitely a dream for sure. I'm very excited.
Okay, now what's your favorite song?
Favorite?
What are you getting into? Yeah.
Ooh, favorite song? That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough ask right
there.
That's
for a singer. There's different categories.
Yeah.
I would say
favorite current artist. Let's make it easy.
It's still Mariah Carey. I love a Mariah Carey throwback. I'm big on All My Life Glitter right now. That's my song.
I love it. And one last question, Isaiah. Now, I know there's a great history of hair in your family.
Yeah.
I know there's, you guys ever have, because you've got great hair too.
Yeah.
You guys ever have my lettuce is looking better than you guys have any going back between you and Unc?
Yeah, nah, not really, but my brother has super long hair, and he definitely takes the cap in our family right now. But yeah, my brother Matthew, he kind of has the long, luscious hair, and I did have it, but I cut it off. It started getting too hot.
All right, so we're here with James Wright, and the composer of Just Sing. Now, a lot of times when you're composing for a film, there's big crashes, there's fight scenes. When you're composing for arguably some of the best singers in the world, does that add another level to it?
Yeah, I didn't want to get in their way. They're really good. I mean, I was actually just saying, I'm quite starstruck seeing them because I feel like I know them really well because it feels like, for 6 months I was kind of working on the score. And it's just finding that, for me, it was just finding the the sweet spot, just not getting in their way too much, but having something that's different to what they're doing. And, you know, in the end it became, lent heavily on a lot of analog synths and a lot of kind of old gear that I've got. And, you know, just trying to not get in their way because they're just so great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What were your musical influences growing up that like brought you to composing for film?
Okay, so I was into I grew up, my dad's a really great musician, hobbyist, you know, just he studied, and so there's always a piano and guitar, and I got into, Radiohead and Oasis and the Beatles and, you know, all of those kind of bands growing up. And then I was in a band for 10 years.
Okay.
Toured the world for 10 years. And then in the last few years, I've made the transition. I've got kids and a family and work to get more into the score world. And now this is all I do really. So.
Excellent. What band were you in?
I was in a band called Klaxons.
Oh,
we were
sure.
So we had 10 years of
Absolutely.
all that madness and nonsense and fun and, you know, but luckily I was able to build up quite from my experience working in bands, it was quite great because, you know, I was writing and I was able to play bass, guitar, keyboards, and you kind of end up learning how to do it, you know, on the job, you know.
So, OK Computer or Kid A?
Kid A.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It started off, if you'd asked me at the time, it was OK Computer,
Yeah.
which is huge for me.
Yeah.
But what I go back to more is Kid A. And it's probably, you know, everything in its right place.
Yeah.
It's probably the greatest song up there in the top five, my top five.
Top five,
isn't it?
Yep.
So you can't really beat that.
All right, this red carpet is absolutely slapping. We're going to get in, we're going to get our seats, pick up some popcorn, and get ready for the world premiere. Just Sing here at Tribeca 2025. It's Harlan and Soul Free for the Donna Drake Show.
This is Donna Drake. Happy journeys!
Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more.
Thanks for watching Live It Up. You can visit us at liveituptvshow.com.